Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my people. This is Jason. Welcome to From Heroes to Icons. And today I'm very tired. I had a whole lot of other things I was going to talk about before I got into these books, but I'm shot. So, buy some comic books, you know what I mean? Just gonna fly through these books real quick, really not feeling up to even making this video. But I decided to come up here and just record it real quick. I'm gonna read off these books. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. As you always do my other videos, I'm much thankful for those that have subscribed, those that watched and share and leave comments. Always glad to see my people coming back to see what I have. It's been a long 2020, as most of y'all know, and I'm very tired. As always, we're gonna start off with Indies, Image, Boom Comics, etc., all rolled into one. So hope I don't bore you with the sleepy voice. Bad Mother #3 by Krista Foss and Mike Deodato Jr., and that has one cover. Bleed Them Dry #4 by Hiroshi Kazumi and Takai Ruan. Ruan is doing cover A, and Adam Gorham is doing cover B. We got Commanders in Crisis #1 by Steve Orlando and David Tinto. There's a bunch of covers here. I don't even know if I have these things pictured, but I know I got cover A, and that is by David Tinto. Cover B is by Stefan Sejic. Cover C is by Peach Momoko, and cover D is by Makai Sozo. If I don't have the pictures, excuse me. You might be able to find them on Midtown Comics. New book here also by a different publisher I'm not too familiar with. Devil's Red Bride #1 by Sebastian Gerner and John Bevins. Bevins is sorry. Nathan Gooden is doing cover A. Bevins is doing cover B and cover C, and cover D is by Carla Meth, and that is an unofficial Comics with Bueller variant. Once in Future #8 is getting a second print. Got mines. And Once in Future #12 by Kieran Gillian and Dan Mora, and as always, that has one cover. The next Red Mother, I did not write the number down, but as you can see from the cover, Jeremy Hahn and Dan Luckert is doing that. Seven Secrets #2 is getting a second print, and also we have Seven Secrets #3 by Tom Taylor and Danielle Denulio. Denulio is doing cover A, Ben Oliver is doing cover B, and Miguel Mercado is doing cover C. Moving over to DC Comics, we have Batman and the Outsiders #17 by Brian Hill and Dexter Soy. Tyler Kirkham is doing cover A, and Sanford Green is doing cover B. Batman 3 Jokers #1 gets a second print, and instead of a Joker fish, we have a Joker shark. Batman's Grave 11 by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch. Hitch is doing cover A, and Ashley Wood is doing cover B. Dark Knight's Death Metal returns this month with #4 by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Capullo is doing cover A. Cover B is by David Finch. Really cool Dark Side. Cover C is an Inceptus cover by Doug Mankey. Cover D is John Stewart by Art Germ. Cover E is the Alex Garner cover of Superboy Prime. We have Tyler Kirkham giving us cover F, and Greg Capullo is giving us a black and white version of cover A, which is cover G. Alrighty. DC The Doomed and the Damned One Shot by various artists and writers. I believe that's DC's, well, one of them, of their Halloween books for this month. Detective Comics 1028 by Peter Tomasi and Nicola Scott. Kenneth Rockerford is doing cover A, and Lee Bermejo is doing cover B. Flash 763 by Ken Schnick and Clayton Henry. Cover A is by Bernard Chang, and cover B is by In-Huk Lee. Green Lantern Season 2, number 8 by Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp. Sharp is doing cover A, and Simone Bianchi is doing cover B. Hawkman 28 by Robert Venditti and Fernando Parson. Mikhail Hanan is doing cover A, and Sebastian Fumara is doing cover B. Justice League Odyssey number 25 by Dan Abnett and Will Conrad. Ladron is doing cover A, and Scon is doing cover B. Rorschach number 1 by Tom King and Jorge Fornes. Fornes is doing cover A. Jay Lee is doing cover B. Mitch Gerards is doing both cover C and cover D, and cover E is a blank cover. There are various other, comic book store exclusives for Rorschach number 1. You got to Google it. Strange Adventures number 6 by Tom King, Mitch Gerards, and Evan Shaner. That has 2 covers. Cover A is by Mitch Gerards, and cover B is by Evan Doc Shaner. Superman number 26 by Brian Michael Bendis and Ivan Reis. Reis is doing cover A, and Tony S. Daniels is doing cover B. Last book from DC is Wonder Woman 764 by Maroko Tamaki and Stephen Poole. David Marquez is doing cover A, and Joshua Middleton is doing cover B. Superfly. Last but not least, moving over to Marvel Comics, we have another Spider-Man book this week. Amazing Spider-Man number 50 by Nick Spencer and Patrick Gleason. This is 8 million covers. Gleason is doing cover A. Mark Bagley is doing cover B. Cover C is by Arthur Adams. Very nice. Cover D is by Aaron Kuder. Cover E is by Belen Ortega. I believe that's Silk. Cover F is the Alex Ross Timeless variant. Cover G is by In-Huk Lee. Cover H is by Gabriel Dell'Otto. And cover I is by Mike Mayhew. Excuse me for bumping the microphone. Avengers 37 by Jason Aaron and Javi Garin. Cover A is by Matteo Scalera. Cover B is the Alex Ross Timeless variant of the Black Panther. And cover C is the Mark Brooks Fortnite Wraparound variant. Cable number 5 by Jerry Dugan and Phil Noto. This is a tie-in to Ten of Swords. Phil Noto is doing cover A. Evan Shaner is doing cover B. Excuse me. Oh. And Tyler Kirkham is doing cover C. Pardon me, people. Captain America number 24 by Ta-Nehisi Coates and Daniel Acuna. Finally, a halfway decent artist on Captain America. Cover A is by Alex Ross. Cover B is by Mirka Andolfo of the Captain America Werewolf. Cover C is by Ed McGuinness. It's a Fortnite variant. And cover D is the timeless cover of the Falcon. Captain Marvel number 22. Haven't been getting Captain Marvel for a while, but these covers, they tempt you. By Kelly Thompson and Lee Garbett. Jorge Molina is doing cover A. Cover B is by Torrin Clark, and that is a horror variant. Cover C is by Eben Colillo, and that's a Fortnite variant. And cover D is by Addy Granoff. Haven't seen him doing anything for a while. That cover's pretty dope. Hellions number 5, another Ten of Swords tie-in by Zeb Wells and Carmen Nunez. Steven Sokovia is doing cover A. Cover B is the Alex Ross Timeless variant, or cover B is the Sarah Pichelli variant. And then we have the Phoenix cover by Alex Ross. Excuse me again. The Immortal Hulk number 38 by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. Alex Ross is doing cover A. Cover B is a horror variant of the Hulk wrapped up like the Mummy by Mike Del Mundo. And cover C is by Joe Bennett, and that is a spoiler cover. New Mutants 13 by Ed Brisson and Rod Reyes. Rod Reyes is doing cover A. Lucas Wernick is doing cover B. Peach Momoko is doing cover C, and cover D is a timeless variant of Colossus. Star Wars Darth Vader number 6 by Greg Pak and Raphael Inco. Inhuck Lee is doing cover A, and Chris Sprouse is doing cover B, which is an Empire Strikes Back variant. We have two True Believers books, The Inhumans and The Black Widow. I believe one of them is an Amazing Spider-Man book. Both of them pertain to the Black Widow. Last book for Marvel is the Ten of Swords Handbook, and I believe that's handled by various artists and writers. We have our covers of the week: The Amazing Spider-Man number 50 by Mike Mayhew, Dark Knight's Death Metal number 4, The Green Lantern by Stanley Lau, Captain Marvel number 22 by Adi Granoff, The Immortal Hulk 38, the cover A cover, which seems very much to be a homage to Superman ripping out of the chains, and the Timeless covers by Alex Ross, Black Panther, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Falcon, who is not pictured there. And the cover of the week, for me, is Wonder Woman 764 by Joshua Middleton. For our books of the week, I've only picked it because it was number 1. Commander in Crisis number 1 by Orlando Intinto. Rorschach number 1 by King and Fornes. Cable number 5 by Duncan and Noto. Death Metal number 4 by Snyder and Capullo. Once and Future number 12 by Gillian and Mora. And the book of the week goes to Devil's Red Bride number 1 by Bevins and Garner. I hope I have not bored you too much and have not made too many mistakes. The next 3 weeks will also be extremely heavy. Prepare yourselves. And I will catch you guys at the same bad time and at the same bad channel. Peace.